Alright, now I'm going to show you how to upload media, and I'm going to start by just showing you a general overview of the media library. So I'm not sure if everyone's permission is going to have access to see the media library from this dashboard, but you will be able to see it when you're on your specific page. So what I mean by that is I'm in my admin profile right now, and I can see it here just because I have access to everything. I can see this library okay. On yours, you may not have the access to that media library from here, but you will have this button right here which says Add Media, and you'll be using this button to insert imagery wherever you choose. But to go back to this library, I just wanted to show you an overview of how this works. If you hover over that, you'll see there's Library. That shows every image that's been uploaded to the site. You can click Add New from here, or you can do it inside of the library to add new imagery. And then we also have categories. We have tags, which I don't think we use too much. And then this is just the assistant, which you don't need to really worry about. Let's click into library. And it's going to give you a listing of all imagery and PDFs and files that have been uploaded to the site the past couple years. And if you need to search for specific imagery, there's two ways you can do it. You can just search right here in the search box, or Kathy has set up a few different category selections to where you can, when you're uploading an image, you'll tick the category, and then you can easily select one of these categories, and then just those images will show up in this query right here. This is one view. This is the grid view. You can also do a list view, like so. I prefer this view just because I can see more at once. And then when you click on an image or a PDF, it's going to pull up more information pertaining to this actual file. So it'll show you the file name. This is the name of the file that's coming from your computer. So I want to get into that a little bit too as well and just show you what that means. Kathy and I would like, if possible, to have kind of somewhat of a structure to naming these, so it keeps things organized. I'll get into the rules, but just quickly, we like to have everything be lowercase with dashes and some type of date after it, just so we can quickly look through those if we need to find something like through a date range or something like that. Underneath that, it'll show you who uploaded it, where it was uploaded to. And then here's the categories that relate to this page. This gets a little confusing right here, but this is actually clickable. So if you click to toggle, you can click here, and it'll show you what category it's assigned to. And that's the category back here. So if you're to do that, all the PDFs that Kathy has manually assigned to this category lives here. And this is kind of more of an admin thing, but this is what this category section is on the left. This is what we've gone in and created from an admin level. So this whole list of categories will be here when you begin to upload images. So if there isn't a category that you don't see, let us know and we can add that, and it'll just help keep everything organized with numerous people in here. Okay, so let's add new imagery from here. So you can click Add New. And there's the option to drag the files you want in here to upload, or you can select from your computer and upload. And I just made like a fake image. I named it just my name, all lowercase, with a date at the end of it. So I do want to get into that real quick. Kathy put together this document, and I'll put this up on the staff intranet page where I'm going to have all these videos. I'll just have basically the things to remember, the good important suggestions that I've talked about through these videos. I'll have as text on that page as well, and then I'll also have a form that we can that you can use to let me know if you have any more questions. So the rules for file naming: make sure everything's lowercase. Make sure everything's dashes and no spaces or commas. or periods or parentheses, and no special characters. And by doing that, it just helps the server just present the image in a specific way. Because I know sometimes if I have spaces, or if I have different characters, or if I have things that are just not consistent like that, sometimes it can throw certain servers off that I've noticed in the past. So it's just easier just to have everything named nicely, and that helps everyone kind of search through these easier too. And we can consistently name them that way. And then name files with the most distinctive word. So, for example, if you're uploading your image for your profile for your staff intranet, maybe put your first and last name lowercase dash, and then just next to it say internet, and you did it in July or something like that. So then if we ever need to find that specific image, we would obviously in that case just search your name and they would all come up, but it's just easier just to have everything laid out like that. Also, acceptable file formats, so PDFs and video and audio, MP4s and MP3s are the best way to upload things. And anything that comes out of Office as far as file formats, that's fine. Google Docs, the same thing. This will allow any of those to be uploaded okay. And then images, JPEG, PNGs, PNG, GIF or GIF, however you say it, however you prefer to say it. Those are all acceptable as well. Also for file size, just because we don't have a ton of space on this server, each time we need to get more memory, we need to request it from Ron from IT. So if it's best if we can just keep all the files under 5 megabytes, that's great. Especially images, those can be way, way lower. Any type of document, PDF, try to keep under that. And video too, I know videos can get pretty large. So if you have trouble compressing those, I actually have some programs that can compress those okay, and we can do that. But also, if you'd like, you can just upload those videos, and if it's okay with your the YouTube channel guidelines that you have for the Academy, upload them to the channel, and then you'll be able to just embed that YouTube link into the site, and that's way faster. YouTube has great compression, and it'll keep a huge load off of our own server. And of course for images, save for web and Photoshop. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but if you feel like that image is getting pretty big, you can talk to me and I can help you with that. And as far as dimensions, you're not going to need to ever really upload an image that's bigger than, I don't know, 700 pixels wide by 700 pixels long because there's really no reason. There's nothing on the site that's really bigger than that. WordPress will automatically upload those images and then compress them into a few different versions of that. So a lot of these areas where you'll be uploading images, you can choose the size, which I'll get into. But if possible, that initial original image that you're uploading, if that can be small as well, that's going to help the server load. Okay, so I'm going to upload my image, have it selected, I click open. Now it's uploaded. And then when I click on it, gives you the information, the day it was uploaded, the file size, and this is where you can keep an eye on things, the dimensions, this is pixels, this is where you can keep an eye on things. And it gives you a title of it. So if you were to, link to this image, we won't ever really be linking to just images, but this is good for accessibility. It's usually just going to pull the title of that image, so you can just leave that alone if you'd like. But what's really important is the alt text. So going back to accessibility, if an image is on a page and it doesn't have any type of description as a fallback, then we're going to get dinged during that scan. So for example, if someone's on a screen reader and they're not able to see the image for some reason, what happens in browsers is it's going to default back to whatever this text says. So you can't just say image. That's not going to do someone very well when they're trying to see what this image is even talking about. So I would just have it say whatever's relating to the picture. So maybe say the program and what that picture is really talking about. But in my case, I'll just say, I don't know, cool picture. But of course, you would go into way more depth than that. And then this is where I want to assign a category to it, just to help everyone out on the back end. And I'll just say it's an Academy image for now. And then that's good to go. To get even further, I don't really foresee anyone needing to do this, but you can edit this image even further within WordPress. So if I click Edit Image, I can actually rotate the image here. I can crop it. I can shrink the entire scale of the image. You do a bunch of things here. I personally like to just do things right out of Photoshop, but I think in your case too, images that you're going to upload are probably pretty close to how you want them to be anyways. But if you wanted to, crop this, you can click, hold, and drag, and then hit this crop button. It'll crop it. You can use these to rotate. You can flip it, all that stuff. You can shrink it. So that's just very helpful if you do need that. And then now my image is uploaded right there in the general overview of the library. So now next I'm going to show you how to actually be inside the page that you're in and then uploading an image from there. So I'm going to jump back over to just a random page. This is what we were working on in the previous video. We were doing tables and contents and things like that. I was showing you how to format and do the links. But let's add an image now. So I'll take my cursor and I'll just add some space in between my header and my paragraph. And all I need to do is just make sure that the blinking cursor is still right exactly where I want it, and I hit Add Media. And then let's add something new. So this is something a little tricky that I noticed. It could be just because I'm on a small screen, but I've noticed the Upload tab is not showing up. Basically all I'm seeing right here is just existing PDFs, which is really tricky. Normally there's a tab right here next to Media Library that says Upload tab. So I don't know if that's something that has to do with my screen resolution or not. Maybe people on larger monitors can tell me otherwise. But when I click right here, this in between Media Library and this gray line right here should be Upload Media. So when I click that, you'll see here's that option again to upload something. And then from here you can drag all your images in at once if you want, or you can just go through your directory and upload like this. And so again, what I was saying just now, you can come through here, add what you want that alt text to be, assign the specific category to that. And I'm not quite sure why that's not showing a list there. It may be because the permissions on here are different than my admin one, because normally it should look like this. So I'll make a note of that, and I'll double check that, and I'll make sure that this is dialed in for you when you're ready to go. And then that's just the issue. Just as a side note, that's an issue with some of the user permissions, and I'll just give you a brief overview of what happens. So this is my admin account right here, and when I want to create the users for each person, I come to this plugin called User Role Editor, and you'll see when I scroll, these are all the different options that I can give someone or take away from someone on the site. So sometimes, obviously, I'm going to be missing things here and there. So feel free to, whenever you come across something like this where something does not add up, and in this case it looks like it's restricting the permissions to assign a category to it, which is obviously very important. Just let me know, and I'll test that out and make sure that everything's working correctly for you. So underneath that, once you have the image selected, you'll see you can select an image by just scrolling through, and it adds that blue line to everything. So by clicking that and I scroll down, you'll see there's a couple options here for display. For alignment, I'd like this to be, for now, let's just say none. But if you wanted to have it be wrapped within text, you can align it left, or you can center it, or you can align it right. Link to the image. I don't recommend linking to an image. What that means is it's going to add A tags around it, which is like linking tags to this specific image. And I don't really ever see a reason why you would want to do that, because we just want that image to just live in our article. There's real no reason to click on it. If you want to click on it itself, you could do a custom URL, and then you can have that image linked to an outside site, which is totally fine, and you can do that right there. For now, I'll just say none. And then here's the size I was talking about. So WordPress actually will take your image and resize it into a few different options here. It'll do a thumbnail, which is 150 by 150, which is pretty tiny. Medium is 300 by 245, and then you've got the full size. So depending on this image, let's say the image is pretty big when you uploaded it, and you know that you don't want it to be that big. You can come in here and you can select the medium, and 300 by 245 is usually a pretty good size you can use. Or if you're uploading a full size and it's not going to be very big already, you went into Photoshop or you went into some type of into Paint or something where you resize the image, you can be pretty confident that you can pick that full size here. But in my case, 651 is pretty big. That's probably it's about that big. That's pretty big. So I want to do a medium-sized one and insert that into the page. And now you'll see the image shows up fine. If I come up here, hit preview, you'll see there's my image right there, and then this is the 300 by 25 size. So I like that size. I think that's a good fit. Okay, so let's say you wanted to have that image be have text wrap. Or let's say, I'll just show you all the different options here. So if you click on this image, you'll see you can instantly align it left, center it, align it right. Right now it currently has no alignment. Or we can dive deeper and go in and edit that image. So if I click align left, you'll see the text instantly aligns left. You can center it or you can align right. And that text is going to wrap itself around it. What it's doing here is each time you're aligning it, it's applying this CSS class to it, which is already predetermined, and it's just changing that HTML class and moving it around the page. So another option here, if you click on the pencil, you can come in here and change the alt text to anything you want. You can do the same thing that was just on that little pop-up tooltip. You can do the same thing here. Advanced options. I don't really see any reason to do this. Open link in a new tab might be helpful, which if you are linking to an outside site, that's obviously very helpful. Or if you want to replace the image itself, you can do that directly from here too. And then let's take a look at that. And you'll see it's aligned on the other side. All right, so that's basically it as far as uploading an image. The same thing will apply for a PDF, but I can show you a couple different ways on how to do that as well. A PDF can be chosen from the media library, but you can also just grab the text and apply it directly into the text as well. So for example, let's say I want to make this word be a, let's do this word right here. We want this word to have a PDF applied to it. So what I would do is one way to do it, I would come into the media, I'll click on a PDF that I have or I'm yet to upload, and I can just grab the URL from here. I can copy that, and then I can come in here to the link chain, and I can paste the link like that. And now that's ready to go. And you'll see when I click on that, there's the PDF. Another way to do it is just to handle it just like you would an image. So let's take this word, let's just take the cursor, add a media, and insert it into the page. And what that does is it's going to take the title of that PDF and then make that the text. And you can do the same thing here if you'd like. You can change how this text works and everything here. So two different ways, kind of depending on what you're doing at the time. I feel like if you're coming in here and you're adding links, the text, it might be easier to jump in here and grab it real quick. Or if you're doing it, you're adding more images and you want to add it from the media, that's fine. But I find there's two different ways to do that. So that's basically it as far as uploading imagery or PDFs or any type of file. And my next video, I'm just going to show you real quick on how to embed a YouTube video. and also go over something called custom post types, which is kind of similar to the pages that you might see. All right, thank you.